Yo, what's up guys, welcome back. So OCG Metagame breakdown for end of July, early August, well half of August actually, 2022. Two different tournament analysis, I guess. It has been a while, but you know, the OCG format was a bit of the same past couple of weeks. Spright, Tearlament, basically Tearlament with Ishizu cards, you know. But new set and new structure deck, plus the Japanese nationals from yesterday, so past weekend, and with Darkwing Blast legal, we have some spicy results. So let's take a look. Let's start off with the Japanese nationals first. Again, both of the pages here are from Road of the King, so again, all the sources will be, you know, in the video description. But the Japanese nationals, I can't confirm, but I've read they had like, what was it, over 7,000 people? Again, I can't confirm it, but again, let me know. But let's see, the top 16 breakdown, no surprise. As you know, Tearlament featuring the Ishizu cards, and they also got new support. Tearlament cards, they got new support, a new fusion, which is very good, one of in the extra deck. Plus they also got a new spell, which the winner was also running, one that, you know, gets back a trap, I believe, from the deck, and also gives you extra mills. It's something like that. But Ishizu Tearlaments definitely, you know, takes down here in the top 16 the most spots, so about 7 Tearlaments, you know, Ishizu. And then it's a bit iffy. We have Spright, but only 3 players in top 16. And now I think the biggest deck that caught my attention was Performapals Dracoslayer, you know, featuring the Major Spectre cards and the new Dracoslayer cards from Darkwing Blast. And, you know, a couple of lists here in a couple of moments. And then, you know, 1 Naturia player and then 2 other deck lists. But let's start off with the winner of the Japanese nationals first. Any surprises? I don't think so. They, you know, as you know, Tearlaments got more support than Darkwing Blast, being one of the new spells. It's a continuous spell that basically gives you 3 extra mills when I believe a Tearlament monster is summoned. I think it's something like that. Plus, when it's like sent to the graveyard, very similar to the traps, it gets something back. I believe this one searches a trap. I believe it's something like that. But other than that, the main deck is, you know, pretty stable. Talents, I guess, might catch people by surprise, but as you know from the TCG, Talents is becoming really popular, even though it's very early format still. I feel that the biggest deck, can I call it a deck? Not really, but I think that the biggest addition to the deck was Boreload Dragon. You know, it was vanished. It has been vanished from our formats, you know, a long time ago over access code. But I feel that one of the best or biggest link monsters currently in the game is Avramax. You know, Avramax, you know, being unaffected. Basically being indestructible, very similar to Masterpiece, especially when it's summoned off of the IP Masquerena. And that's where Boreload comes into play by, you know, taking control of your opponent's indestructible Avramax. So that's why, you know, Boreload starts to, you know, again popping up here in those deck lists. And other than that, nothing too spectacular. Same for the side deck. We know that Beasted, the new dragon archetype, is very strong. It's basically an upgraded DD Crow dragon type monsters, and you know, they can banish stuff from your opponent's graveyard as well. So both light or dark. So very strong. You might see, you know, you see like DD Crow being completely vanished from the format. So in favor of Beasted. So, you know, Darkwing Blast is definitely going to be a very strong deck, or a strong set, a highly sought after set after Power of the Elements. Second place, we have the Dracoslayer, and 3 Dracoslayer, Performapals, Major Spectre, again, however you want to call the deck, they ended up top 16, 2 of them in top 4, and I believe all 3 of them were playing pretty much the same build. Did they, you know, build the deck together? Probably. Anything that caught my attention other than it being Dracoslayer? No, not really. The package, well, initially I thought that the deck needed, whatchamacallit, it's not Clash, is it Draco Face Off? Yeah, Draco Face Off, but the player is not running it. Only 5 spells, a lot of monsters, not too many hand traps. The Fairy Tale is in the main deck, but as you know, the OCG still has Electromite, and that's of course important for Pendulum decks. They do have Beyond the Pendulum still, you know, but Electromite is still very important, but nonetheless, As you know, the new Dracoslayer cards, they have like a hero lifts, they have a monster searcher. Yeah, it's actually a crazy engine, and I guess you can, you know, run them with Ignite, but I don't know, that doesn't really seem too strong. But they definitely need Electromite, you know, for those extra pops. And also one of the new cards, I believe in Darkwing Blast as well, is whatchamacallit, Kashitra, you know, the new Pancratops, right? The one that banishes, so he's only playing 2 in the main deck, but it's definitely a sought after, or it's going to be a sought after card, archetype card here for us TCG players as well, because it's basically an upgraded version of Pancratops. Kshatrila, that's the name. On top of that, it banishes the card, so from the opponent, the face-up card. So it's a very splashable engine card. So it's basically this one, Kshatrila. Fenrir, that's the name, that's the most important one, but other than that, super consistent. Triple Joker, triple Bambuku, and of course the Odd Eyes Revolution. Get it while you still can. So intriguing, and last but not least, they also main deck the new Link 4, forgot its name, the one that, you know, when it's like on the field, you can use its effect, banish all monsters on the field, and then return them, you know, the same time on the field. So you can basically reuse your effects of monsters that were on the field, and you know, not hard locked once per turn. So intriguing. Darkwing Blast, intriguing. Third place was an old Tearlament decklist. Again, he was playing that Fenrir, again, the Pancratops in the main deck. But other than that, I don't see any surprises. He is not running the new spell, continuous spell to give you extra mills, but he is running the new fusion, one that, is it negates summons? Yeah, because it also negates Nibiru. Yeah, should be. Excite Knight. And Boreload as well, but you know, a small Beasted package here, and the Kaijus as well. So yep, Beasted seems to be, you know, very staple, semi-staple when we are getting those in the TCG as well. And then the last Dracoslayer, again, should be the same deck list. A small, you know, Pendulum Magician, you know, engine, because it's so good. Harmonizing is far too strong, but, you know, Electromite still being there, it's definitely a big difference. And who knows, we might get Electromite back here in the TCG as well. So that's for the Japanese nationals, but very, very intriguing. You know, the addition of the Dracoslayers. All honesty, I overlooked them. Well, not overlooked them, but I didn't think that, especially without the Draco face-off, that they would do this well. So interesting. Last, we you know, take a look at the OCG Metagame breakdown from the Road of the King from a couple of days ago. Any surprises? No, not really. We saw that the DARKWORLD Structure Deck was released in the OCG, but we don't have any decklist yet. So it's, you know, at least I'm looking forward to that, since it's, you know, we're getting that deck in a couple of months in the TCG as well. I believe it's November, December, and it's going to be a big deck. Definitely. But as for Tearlaments, again, very similar to the list we've seen before. Then again, this particular featured list was running Exchange of the Spirit in the main deck, and you're also running Double Herald, again, very strong with Spright Elf, again, during your opponent's turn, for example. Right, but other than that, you know, the Baron play, and he is indeed running the new fusion, but not the new continuous spell. Okay, so no surprises. Beasted as well in the extra deck. Or side deck. And then Spright has kind of, well, not fallen off. It has been like on and off with Spright featuring Tearlaments, but obviously without Toad, Spright isn't really that. Well, it's good, but you know, Toad made it just so much better. But then again, the Shizu Tearlaments is just much better. The reason why I feel Spright is still doing stuff in the OCG is because they still have Buster Lock. Union Carrier is still legal over there, and they also got a new Link 2, one that upon summon sends something from your deck to the graveyard. So it's basically a Lavalval chain, you know, sending something like the Nimble Angler to the, you know, to the graveyard. You know how that works. But other than that, again, the Buster Lock is legal over there. They're playing the Spright as well. The Spright, the one that, you know, that changes the stats, plus the Kshatrila in the main deck, the Fenrir at 3, plus Beasted as well in the main deck. So again, something for us TCG players to take notes. Double call by 1 crossout. I believe crossout is at 1. No? I think so. with double call by. But other than that, shifter in the side deck, you know, very common, especially for us TCG players as well. It's a blowout in the, you know, in the Tearlament matchup, and a pointer, you know, if you're going first. But yeah, intriguing. So it seemed that I personally underestimated Darkwing Blast, the next set after Power of the Elements, if I'm not mistaken. But it's going to be a big set as well. Yeah, definitely a lot of splashable archetypes and powerful core engines as well. So interesting, very nice. Okay, guys, that's it. Thanks for watching. Feel free to leave a comment or like if you enjoyed the video. Big signing out. Peace.